to start using video in the classroom?
Well, I attended the e-learning conference that our e-learning department put together just prior to the quarter starting, and I came away from that with so many great ideas, and based on evidence from other instructors. So many instructors were reporting back saying that using video is something really effective for them and their students, more importantly. And so I was just inspired by seeing the possibilities of using video, and I just decided to try it.
So did you jump right in, or did you start small? Like, how did you get going?
I kind of just jumped right in. I have a class that has, it's a smaller class. It was a little bit more intimate, and so honestly, I felt a little bit more comfortable sort of putting myself out there for this smaller group of students. So that was sort of my, I guess, sandbox, you could say. And so I just started recording lectures that I would have my students watch. I would use PowerPoints in it, as well as the webcam, and I would just record 20-minute lectures on whatever the content was for that week. So I typically did it on a week-by-week basis, and then I would post them and ask my students to watch the video first and then do the reading so that the one could reinforce the other, and they immediately gave me positive feedback on it. And so pretty quickly I lost my stage fright too.
Good. So how is that different than you typically deliver the content in your online class before?
Well, honestly, this has improved I believe it's improved my instruction so much because it's another modality, right? It's another way for students to access the information. And because before, I basically just had them read a bunch. And okay, that's fine for certain learners, but there's just so many other possibilities and ways to learn and absorb information. And this really, we all know that our students don't necessarily read all of what we assign. And so this was just another way to help them to have access to the information without necessarily dragging their eyeballs over every single word that we wish they would read.
Mm-hmm. So where do you think you'd go from here?
Oh, man. Well, I'll continue to, this has been kind of my first foray in what my small understanding of a flipped classroom is, and I would really like to pursue that more. I found that, just as a result of the positive feedback that I have, I'll definitely go forward with this. What I would love to do is do things that are more experiential, right? So at the e-learning conference, David Prince gave this great presentation on, and of course he's in our horticulture program, and so he can get the camera right in there in a pot like next to a plant and watch and show water and all sorts of cool stuff that seems so perfect for the camera. Now, I teach business writing, and so I would love to figure out how to make that kind of content come alive. I thought about a few things that I might do with like grammar, like parts of speech. I can think about ways that I might be able to like show those, how those words and how those parts of speech kind of interact with other parts of speech. But I would really love to find a way to do that more on video rather than simply having a PowerPoint and having the webcam there. I would like to make it more, I guess, experiential. I don't know if that's the word or not, but that's what I'm going for. Yeah. Uh-huh.
How was your first time being on webcam compared to now? And I mean, how long did it take you to come?
Let's see here. The first time, you know what? The very first video I did wasn't a lecture. The very first video I did was an introductory video. And so I just went outside. It was nice still. It was still like the end of summer. And so I went outside underneath a tree in my backyard. And so in that way, kind of took it outside at least, instead of just being underneath fluorescent lighting. And my dog was yapping at me and the wind was kind of blowing. And so I just felt like it was a little bit more, I don't know, authentic or something. But that was, it was like my first 2-minute video, and I really didn't even know how to edit things and stuff. And I was just like, okay, here goes. And I just posted it, and I did a thing for my students where I asked them to share some information about them so that we could just kind of become an online community. Clearly they watched my introductory video because they referenced back to it many times in their own videos. And I think that it helped to just establish what I expected from them as well. So I was super nervous that first time, and then I just realized that immediately my students just had positive feedback for it, and they just don't care if I stumble, because I stumble all the time in the classroom too, and that just makes me human, you know. So I would say after maybe the first 3 or 4 videos, I completely lost my camera stage fright.
Do you feel you're more engaged or you're more connected with students now?
Yes, I do, because I see, as a result of me using video, of course, I use video for them, but I also have started requiring video from them. And so, for example, with this video introduction that I did, I required them to do a video introduction themselves. And so I know exactly the stage fright they were feeling, because I felt it too. And, but as a result of all, you know, they made it public so that each of us could watch each other's videos. And just being able to see their faces made them so much more of a person to me than this disembodied name. And so yes, it absolutely has made me, I believe, more engaged with my students. And now I can recognize students when I'm just walking across the campus. I recognize them from their videos and can acknowledge them by name, and I know that that means something to them. So I just think it's a win-win.